Have you ever gazed up at the stars and wished that you could visit distant planets, dress like a cowboy and shoot creatures that look like mutated bean chili? Don't answer that, of course you have. That's why you should be doing your excited face at the thought of playing Starhawk, the sequel to the hugely popular Warhawk, and a game that blends third-person shooting with base-building mechanics, then tops it off with a sprinkling of Joss Whedon's Firefly. Delicious. We caught up with series creator Dylan Jobe for a guided tour through the final frontier of space.
Well, the game Starhawk takes place in the distant reaches of space we call the frontier. Men and women are trying to explore and seek fame and fortune. They're trying to make it rich in this kind of gold rush analog, looking for Rift energy. Now, Rift energy can be sold for an enormous amount of money. It is rare, but at the same time, it's also incredibly dangerous. When humans are exposed to it, they're either killed outright or they're mutated into these hideous creatures. The flesh, peels from their bodies. The skeletons push outward and form these exoskeletons. And they end up losing their minds. They go mad. They leave their families, leave the colonies, and they form these war bands. Instead of wanting to harvest and mine the rifts, they're hell-bent on protecting them. And that really sets up the two factions in the Starhawk universe. The Rifters, who are setting up colonies to mine Rift energy, and the Outcast, those once human mutants that are hell-bent on protecting it at all costs. One of the wicked exciting things in Starhawk is the inclusion of a really robust single-player campaign. It's a series of missions that you play through as Emmett Graves, a once Rift miner who was exposed to Rift energy and is partially mutated. His gearman and technical partner, Sidney Cutter, was able to create a regulator harness and implant it directly into Emmett's spine. So Cutter and Emmett are Rift salvagers, and they go from system to system and claim to claim, protecting, for a good share of the profits, all of these claims from the Outcast. And they use a system that we call in the game Build and Battle. It's a way that the player can go to this beautifully rendered landscape and use Build and Battle to create structures and layout on the fly. If enemy are attacking through a canyon, the player can create a choke point with dynamically connected walls and a gate to keep them at bay. If enemy aircraft are flying in with Hawks, you can build beam turrets. And you can build a multitude of structures in the game, and it's building all of those structures that I think really gives Starhawk the edge over a lot of other shooters. Build and Battle in Starhawk allows players to get a very different experience moment to moment, even on multiple playthroughs.
The build and battle system in Starhawk is a unique addition, and having played the game, we can confirm it adds a satisfying tactical element to the solid combat.
One of the things we wanted to hit with Starhawk was we wanted to get a bigger audience, which is one of the reasons why we included single player. There was a moment when we were playing and we had some AI running around. And we started from a really wonderful looking terrain. We have awesome looking terrain in the game, and there was really not much else. And then I started building some stuff, and we only had like 3 parts at the time. And I built all this stuff, and I got a sense of ownership, like, that's my base, and my AI guys are running around it. And when things were blown up, I was like, wow, that hurts me. It's my stuff. I built it, And that connection to the space, the buildings, the intimacy of all of the gameplay all kind of glued together was really kind of made us sit back and think, oh wow, that's special.
With so many changes being made to the game, how does Dylan expect hardcore fans of the series will react to the new features?
So, Starhawk seems on the surface to be pretty different. It's a different universe. It has Build and Battle. It's got a solo campaign. So there are a lot of differences. But what we felt is that the soul of the game is still very much Warhawk. That kind of addictive, fast-paced, over-the-top, third-person kind of arcade gameplay is still there. It still will resonate with our fan base. And it's actually been killing me to not be able to talk to our fans about it, because we've had to keep them in the dark for so long. I'm very, very excited to give them an opportunity to see the gameplay videos and screenshots and hear how we're adapting their game, because they're going to love it.
Thanks, Dylan. We look forward to spending all our precious Rift energy on an intergalactic ice cream parlour when Starhawk is released in 2012. Those space cowboys just love their tutti frutti.